Thoroughbreds, welcome back to the first stable chat of 2025. We are Penalty Broncos, the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. Please like and subscribe to the channel or on Spotify, wherever you are. Definitely like what you're listening to, please. It helps us with the algorithm greatly and really help us move forward. I'm coming to you from the bandwagon bar. As you can see behind me, we've got our number 8 online in Ringer. He's sitting there chilling and he's keen as to rip in. First of all, apologies for the lack of episodes over the last 2 weeks. We've had a bit going on. Everyone's been everywhere. We've got personal life stuff happening, I guess you could say. But we thought we'd jump on now. We'll do a stable chat to cover what we've missed over the last couple of weeks, have a chat about where the team is. We've been reading your comments, reading your concerns. We want to discuss that, give our opinion on that. And then we should be back on track Sunday to record and drop our usual Monday podcast, especially coming into the NRLW season. We want to sort of get back on track and make sure we're hitting all our markers and whatnot.
Into the KPIs.
That's it. Getting into our shape. Second, for those watching on the YouTube channel, you might notice that Britto is sporting some nice little merch here. It's the Penalty Broncos' very first merchandise line, and I've got one here to show off a little bit better. So we've got a country trucker cap. We've got the thoroughbred on the side. We've got absolutely diabolical around the back, and then of course we've got the podcast logo at the front. Now, there is 50. We have made 50 as a bit of a trial. That's roughly about, the solid listeners that we've got at the moment. So you guys are OG. If you want the cap, reach out, DM us or whatnot, and we'll organise. We're looking around that $40 per cap. And not all 50 will be available for purchase. I think we've got about half of them up for sale. We're going to do a couple of giveaways throughout this season or before the mid-year sort of thing, where we'll flick off the rest. And then if we see some of yous out and about, we might throw yous a freebie if yous come and have a chat with us or something like that. So another thing that we've got, you might be able to see it here. We've got Penalty Bronco Super Soft Callaway golf balls as well. You can bet your ass I'm going to lose a couple in the water over the next couple of weeks.
Keep an eye out at your local club for those close to the hazard.
Yeah, that's it. If you want the free ones, you got to follow my drift or my slice, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, for those also watching, you'll notice that Langers is not here. He's currently working on his Bintang tan over in Bali. Having a well-deserved break with the family, which is good. So rest up, mate, and we'll see you back. I don't think he'll be on the next episode, but he'll definitely be on the one after that. But, Ringer, mate, how have you been? It's been a while. Been a hot minute.
Yeah, Britto, it definitely has, mate. Keen to get back into the game, as they say. It's been an absolute hectic few weeks. It's a small miracle we get to do this every Sunday as it is, let alone when we're considering we're scattered all across the state at most times. So, unfortunately, Thoroughbreds, we just had a little hiatus, but, we're lined up. We're listening to you, baby. We're back now, and we're going to get through this stable chat and hopefully bring you a little bit of a few stats and a few breakdowns that might resonate and give you a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. But, been flat out, mate. Chasing cows, council work, been up to Mount Isa and back. One thing about Mount Isa, the slogan used to be on TV. I'm sure a lot of thoroughbreds would have seen it. Is you're not a real Aussie until you've been to the Isa. I think the new slogan should be you're not a real bi-bride until you've been to the Isa, because holy heckers, there are some little paid-for missuses getting around up there in the bling, bruh. It's a fucking free-for-all at the moment up in Mount Isa. So, but just been flat out, mate. How about you? I know you've been all across the countryside chasing kids around.
Mate, we have been absolutely pretzel the last couple of weeks. We got a fair bit going on, that's for sure. quickly as well, appreciate the thoroughbreds that have reached out, asked when the next episodes are coming out, mate. That just gives us so much confidence.
You fucking need getting a hat for that shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. But yeah, it gives us great confidence that we're doing the right product, that you guys are liking it, listening along. So hopefully we can keep going, keep improving. We are chasing sponsors, just to try and improve a little bit. We've got some ideas in the works and whatnot. So if you are listening and you want to have a segment sponsorship, you got your own, I don't know, chippy business or whatever you've got that you want promoted, we're happy to do it. You can take on best bets. You can take on the whole show if you.
Yeah, not going to cost you a lot, thoroughbreds, to get out there, get in early. We're loyal blokes.
That's it. But no, we mate, Magic Round. I watched that from a Mackay Soccer Carnival off the iPad and iPhone. One of the oldest daughter went down there for a rep carnival. Did all right. Scored a couple of goals. It was absolutely pissing down for the first 2 nights. And I tell you what, we took the caravan down, camped out of that. Nothing ruins a good camping trip, if you can call camping out of a caravan, like a bit of rain. It was just fucking terrible. We're at a caravan park, thankfully. I had the wash machine. Didn't intend on doing any washing. Had the wash, each night. And then, of course, on the second to last night, the only dryer that was working shit itself. So you got a caravan park full of people down there for the carnival trying to get their kids all washed and ready to go for the next day. But thankfully, humans are good people, and somebody took my entire bag of washing into the laundromat in town. Stayed up till midnight, dried, washed it along with their own, brought it back to the caravan, dumped it inside, so we were good to go the next day. So appreciate the good humanity that is out there for sure. And then last weekend we had a double header with the kids' soccer to make up for the ones that they lost during the flooding in Townsville. But I can tell you what, whoever decided to do a double header over Mother's Day doesn't have a fucking uterus. And it absolutely boiled my fucking piss, mate. Like, I had tables at a Heritage Tea Rooms, which is, if you know, it's very hard to get. You got to get in early to get in there for an event day, especially. Had that. The missus had to go on a shift work that afternoon, so we had limited time as it was. And then, of course, we had 3 games of soccer right over where we wanted to go out. So not much happening on Mother's Day, unfortunately. But, I mean, it is what it is. So we move on. Okay. We might as well move on in and dissect what is going on with our great team. Just to open up some old wounds, I am going to talk about the previous games that we have missed talking about. So that is the Panthers at Magic Round and the Rabbitohs last weekend. Both losses. Pretty grim reading, especially, well, actually, no, both. Both are pretty grim. First half with the Panthers, 20-8 by way of the Panthers. Second half, 12-0. We didn't score a point. And then same with the Rabbitohs. First half, 0-14. Out to a killer. This is it. We're going great. Then we didn't score a point in the second half. Went down 22-0 there. Just on the crowd. So crowd attendance over Magic Round was another record. I think it was 148,000 all up. I think I did the maths the other day. There's potentially, I think there was 6,000 seats that never had an arse sitting on or something like that over the whole weekend. Absolutely massive. Now, we've got the chat around, and I'll get your take on this as well, Ringer. They've got the chat, we should move Magic Round. My opinion is we do so much to grow the game, right? We've got Vegas going on. We move club games to Perth, Darwin, Cairns, whatnot. We move an origin around. We have a neutral ground for the origin every year. Can we just do something for the fans that are already there? We're turning out in droves, 150,000, tickets sold. I know there's probably 52,000 consistent people over the weekend that come into to Brisbane. But we know where it is. We know where and roughly it's going to be held. We can pencil that into our calendar with our mates. We can go with our like-minded mates to an event surrounded by other like-minded people. And I mean, I'm sure some bad shits happen. It's guaranteed. There's alcohol, there's hotheads, there's whatever.
There's 100,000 people.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything terrible happen.
No.
Like, it's all been positive vibes. The Matty Johns show, you and I have been to that Sunday. You'd think that there'd be some tired bodies and whatnot getting around, but everyone's still keen to get it, rip in and have a go and whatnot. Mate, you can't move it. I don't know where you would move it, even to get that amount of people. Like, they're all saying, oh, Marvel Stadium. Yeah, cool, but it's not a rugby league stadium.
No.
It's not the same vibe. Like, it's terrible. Leave it in Brisbane. What are your thoughts, Ringer?
Mate, I think people that say they should move it are looking at it purely as 3 days of football. They're not looking at it as the absolute festival that it is.
Yep.
Like, and if I hadn't been there, I don't think you probably shouldn't have an opinion on it, to be fair. But after being there, understanding what that city and Caxton Street and Suncorp all do, being so close, I cannot imagine it being anywhere else. You can have the 3 days of football somewhere else, but it's just going to be 3 days of football, and people are going to buy tickets to go watch their team maybe, and then go and see the surrounding city. Like, you go, like, that's the thing I found, which was incredible when we went down last year, is that you get to Caco Street at 10:30, 11 in the morning, and you eat and drink your way down that street all the way to the Cax, and then you're like, but I mean, it's all so close and so accessible that there's no big hiatus to go and find a place where you're going to find a crowd or go and see your mates or whatnot. Everyone just knows you walk out of the stadium, you walk up the street, and one of the 25,000 bars that are there, go and jump into one, or go into the Catco. And it's less about the football, and they need to look at it as the absolute festival that it is. It's not so much the games. People go to the games because it's close to Caxton Street, not the other way around. I believe anyway. Is that because, like, everything happens there. Like, when we were there, we went and seen Kempy and all the boys from the bloke party. We nearly went and seen Matty Johns and that afternoon. They're all there. Tom and Eddie are there. Like, it's just, I don't think you can move it. You could do something similar, but it's not going to be Magic Round. You could have like a triple header over two, like a night and a day, maybe somewhere else. But it's not. You can't call it Magic Round and move it. Magic Round is now cemented in Brisbane, and if they move it, well, that's on them. And they haven't.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. And then, like, you started off with a curtain raiser of the women's origin, and it's just chef's kiss sort of stuff. Like,
well, we went there last year, and it was 19,000 or something, and this year was 30 odd or 40,000.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
Like, nowhere else is doing that. I'm sorry, nowhere else is putting those numbers up.
No, and now you've got, I've seen the Knighted Boys and a few of the other smaller podcasts. They booked out the Alfred, I think it was, and they all had a meet and greet there. And
exactly.
There's places for it, and you got people getting all their jerseys together. All right, this is what I'm wearing Thursday. This is what I'm wearing Friday.
Yeah.
It's like you said, a festival.
Yeah.
Show off your retro jerseys. Show off your brand new jerseys. Show off your signed jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah, get your merch out. Let everyone have a look. Everyone appreciates it. You're surrounded by like-minded people.
And that's the thing. Even when we were there, going, what was that? The Friday night after the Broncos win, we get back to the Caxton where there's literally 50,000 people walking out of the stadium, and then already the 50,000 that is just sitting in Caxton seat. And there was no bullshit. I didn't see any bullshit that whole weekend. So because everyone is there for that reason. You know what I mean? Like, they're there for Magic Round. They want to have a good time. They don't want to be in, like, it's not just a night at the Valley where, a couple of couple of pingerats and a few blokes on fucking coke going at it out the front. Like, everyone's there for the festival of football that it is, and it's just good vibes. So, yeah, I reckon it'd be absolutely insane to move it.
I love it. And Thoroughbreds, if you're wondering, we are hoping to be there next year. That's why we're chasing sponsors.
Yeah, bro. I will wear a fucking chicken suit with your name on it if I have to get sponsors to get back to Magic Round.
I'll learn how to spin a sign, mate. Don't you worry about that. All right. We move on to the crowd. Complete opposite of that. We had 13,747 show up to Suncorp Stadium that has a capacity of 83,500. 16% of the stadium. So we went from Magic Round of just heaving at Suncorp
98%.
down to that. And I get it. I just they need to go out suburban a bit more because these big stadiums aren't. And how much would it have cost to put that game on? I don't think 16.5% of the stadium's covering the running costs of doing that.
It must be forward contracts because why do they keep?
It's got to, yeah. It's got to. But I mean, like Brisbane, you got two teams now. You got Dolphins who have their own stadium out, but they borrow Suncorp anyway. Brisbane people just go to the stadium. There's no issue. Everyone backs the same sort of teams. Down in Sydney, you've got how many ever teams within a distance of each other. You got a fan that's way out in the sticks. They're not traveling all the way into a call because it's going to cost an absolute fortune to get there, and so they'll just watch it at TV. So
and they reckon there's no experience around a call. There's not as if there's a bar district or a cafe district, restaurant area real close or anything like.
And if there is, it's Sydney. You're paying Sydney prices.
Fuck yeah.
Like, unless you're fucking doing the drugs, you can't fucking afford it.
You're not fucking in the play. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. But anyway, I guess the whole thing with that is it's frustrating because our tackle efficiency was better in both games than the opposition. In the Panthers game, we actually attempted more sets than what they attempted. And we only completed one less than what they completed as well. So it's frustrating in that, we don't seem to be winning penalty counts, which at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It's just how the cookie crumbles. We can win the set meters. We can do all that, and we're just not icing it. So just a real quick roundup with the stats with the Panthers game. We won 5 out of 31 stats, I guess, leading stats that the NRL puts on their website. So that's about 16% again. Those 5 were like post-contact meters, tackle breaks, forced dropouts. Like we were winning the right things. But then we're getting pumped. So 26-0 dummy passes. Panthers threw 26 dummy passes. We threw none. Absolutely none. 7-4 was the line breaks to the Panthers. That's very unlike us. Then we go the opposite. We go down and we play the Rabbitohs. I think the line breaks was 8-0 in the first half to us. Blitzed them. And we won half of the stats there. We won 50% of the stats. And not by small amounts either.
Yeah, exactly.
By a large amount. So, yeah, I guess you've got your own opinion, Ringer, mate. We can kick off with you if you want to. Just how about you just vent to the Thoroughbreds? Where do you sit on what we're doing? We've won 1 out of the last 5 games.
Mate, it's frustrating. And it comes back to what I think we've been pretty consistently saying the whole time is we are so fucking impatient. And, like, we can wax lyrical about how we have 200-300 gamers in our halves, but essentially we are not getting that sort of stable head filtering through our team at the moment. Now, like early on in the Panthers game, even though we didn't look great, we were the first to score with Ben Hunt scoring off a kick. Like it's not as if we weren't making inroads by just playing simple football, using what we have as our advantage, which is our forward pack, and getting up the field. And we just consistently make terrible errors at the wrong time, and we just get impatient when it is our turn to have a crack. Like the Rabbitohs game, especially. Like Penrith won, whatever. It's hard to believe that you don't get up for a Magic Round clash, but we can't play on Sunday. I think, but it's Sunday games for us. You might as well write us off. If we're playing the bloody Barcaldine Sandguanas on a Sunday, I reckon we're back to Guanas, mate, because we just can't play on a fucking Sunday.
It's like garlic for a fucking vampire, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible.
I mean,
terrible.
Like, yeah, I was really disappointed in how we didn't turn up for that the way we should have. But it is Penrith, and they played the best game of their year by a long way against us. Like, Cleary's kicking was fucking phenomenal. Blaze Talungi didn't drop 17,000 balls like he's been doing against every other team. Liam Martin was good. Isaiah was great. Like, so as awful as it was that we let that slip and we let that happen on Magic Round, I could sort of like, we'll come back. To be 14-0 up on the fucking Rabbitohs down there, and then to get 22 points on us on the second half and not score a single fucking try and miss 14 opportunities, that's the one that hurt me more, is that what are we doing that we're letting these losers beat us?
Yeah.
Like, it was a no contest early in that game. It was so simple. Just bash them through the middle, and the first couple of tries, like Xavier's try, that was one of the smartest bits of football I've ever seen, when he hit and just kept his arm up. He's like, I'm getting there. I'm not putting it down, though, until someone hits me, and then it happened and whatnot. But, I mean...
That was Ricky.
Ricky, sorry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was so not hard. What we were doing was so uncomplicated, and it was getting us results. Now we come out in the second half and decide to throw all that away and play these 1% plays that get us taken out over the sideline and just stupid shit. Like, Cobbo's fucking done the great work of picking that ball up in the slippery conditions on our line.
Yeah.
Only to have a fucking pissing contest with Latrell Mitchell, and Latrell rakes it out and then scores a try. Raked it out forward, by the way. Anyway, we'll get back. That's another comment. But, it deserved what it got, because why? You've done the good work. You're not going to fend him off. Get to the ground. Play the ball. Go again. Like, play the percentage play. He's sitting there bloody having a dick measuring contest, trying to bloody see who's going to come out better. Latrell's been around the game long enough. He just goes, yoink, thank you. You're going to fuck around like this. Like, it's just stupidity, mate. Like, Mariner. Again.
Yeah.
Third tackle or whatever it was. The support plays a thing we'll get to later. But, I mean, he's in open field. He's got two options. There's no support. Do I go to the post flat out and get us 10 metres out with zero defenders because they're all back at the 30 and we have a crack at them? We're going to get a set restart. We're going to get a penalty. We'll get something out of this. Take the outside.
Worst case, we get a professional foul from someone trying to slow the thing down. We get set, we score.
Exactly. Just take the percentage play. And at the end of the day, does Dean not look at Latrell? Mate, you're faster than him. Do you think Latrell's not been around for a few winters, being unfit last year? He's a lot fitter this year. And go, giving him the shepherd, oh no, please don't take me on the outside. And, cutting down that distance. He's an old dog, mate. He knows what he's fucking doing. You're not going to beat him at that shit. In the wet, take the percentage play. Get to the ground, and we score in the next 3 plays that we had up our sleeve. So it's just so frustrating that we continually do it. And we can talk about training loads and all this bullshit that's coming out lately. No, yous are doing it on the fucking field, boys. Play the boring footy. What was it? Fucking 4-play footy. You can't just stick it in and get the result. You got to do 4-play footy, mate.
That's it. You gotta wallow around a bit there. That Mariner thing. I understand. If we were 20 points up, go for it. Put the pedal down, have a go, get on the highlight reel. Do what you need to do. But we needed points at that point. We just needed something. even if we got to the end of the set and Renault with his kicking at that point was pretty good, get a repeat set and we
Yeah.
just grind them down and just,
Well,
we
mate,
catch
any
up like
points
that.
at that stage, we win that game. Any point.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah.
So,
that's
like
it.
you said,
So,
if someone lays on too long, even if it wasn't in that tackle, in the next tackle,
yeah,
and we draw a couple of, and we get a penalty, we kick the two, it's all over. We get it. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah, it's so frustrating. And like you said, like, why, yeah, we're not 20 points up. It's not 2023. If someone told them, like the only game they really lost in 2023 was the grand final, and they're still up by 30 in that game. Like, has someone not told them, like, hey, you're not leading every game, boys. You've got to like get to a lead first, and then you can do that shit.
And even the 23 grand final, most of our points came from a line break for Ezra Mam.
Yeah,
3 times.
doing sympathy.
Very, very simple footy. Like,
it was
you couldn't get any more simple.
Getting fucking quick play the balls and then getting him outside Cleary. Like,
They're
not big elaborate plays where we've got to do something stupid. It's just open up the field and let our speed happen.
Yeah, everyone had been beaten already. Just put the ball down, basically. No, so I've done a lot of soul searching, thanks to not doing the podcast, and then sitting down and working with the stats and listening to the thoroughbreds online and all their complaints and all that sort of stuff. And I've had to look at other teams that have brought in brand new coaches. So we got rid of Kevy, right? For whatever reason that happened. That decision was made. Sure, we'll live with it. But now we've got Madge in, and Madge can coach. He's not a shit coach. We know that. Okay, so we can eliminate coach. Take that out. Back in the what was it? Back in the after Bennett, Seabold era, right? Yeah. I disliked our CEO with a passion. Yeah. Mr. White he'd run his course, sort of thing. So we've got rid of him. Now we've got the Melbourne Storm ex-CEO. He knows a thing or two. So from the coach up to the CEO level, I think we've got it sorted, right? That the way that they handled, and I don't want to bring it up and give it any more airtime, but the way that they handled the MAM situation, that's the Broncos of old. That's what I want to see from our PR. Nailed it. I thought we nailed it, sort of thing. So now we're going to look at the players. And like you said previously, Ringer, have a look at our roster. There's nothing wrong with our roster. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the coach staff. You've got Madge, you've got Teo in there, who is a premiership winning player. And then you've got Barrett, and he's not shit. I don't think he's a great first grade coach, but I think he's a great assistant coach. Yeah. And from what we've all been told, he can break apart a defensive side pretty easily. Exactly. So we've got all that. So I just feel like I look at the Warriors, I look at the Bulldogs, I look at the Dragons. They both had all coaches come in, maybe even the Cowboys to a certain extent.
100%, yeah.
But that's only been recently as well that we can sort of use that example. Those coaches persisted with what they wanted to do, and they set their standards. And yes, there was some shit you had to deal with at the start, but you can eventually start seeing the results. And so I will take this loss now, the losses that we're hitting now, to win later on is how I'm looking at it. There's a few things, like I know the Thoroughbreds are getting frustrated with Kobe. Why is Kobe only playing 20 to 30 minutes a game if he's a starting lock? Yeah. It baffles 100%. Me. I can't I can't defend it. I was skeptical of Kobe going to 13 in the first place, but if he's there to tackle his ass off, that's fine by me, but he's not really doing that. Because he's not getting game time for whatever reason. Now, he's not getting game time. That's got to be a Madge call. So why? Why is Madge making that call? Why is he doing these rotations the way they are? There's got to be an answer. He's better than me, so I'm just going to trust this process that he knows what he's doing there, sort of thing. So that's where I've said it, and I'm more of an optimistic person than I care to admit, really. I just want, if they turn up on the weekend against the Dragons and do a Bulldog, if they play like they did against the Bulldogs, the Dragons are getting done 80-0. Like, That's
100%.
the potential that the team has got. And so I'm just trusting in the process. Mam coming straight back in. I've thought about that. I think Ezra has been absolutely ticking Madge's boxes behind the scenes. I think he's been training the absolute house down. I think he's been doing everything that they've told him to do in regards to his probation, in regards to going out and doing what he needs to do to learn his lesson and all that sort of stuff. Then he comes in house, hits the gym, hits the training session, just right attitude, everything's perfect. And I think the only reason why we are seeing him in there is because of Ben Hunt's injury. Yes, we could have thrown Walters at 6 if Man, because, I back up this decision because Jack Waswelski and Gamat Shibasaki both beat out Dean Mariner and Brendan Piakura for
Yeah.
starting. So we know that if you do the hard work with Madge, you will get the starting position, right? So that's why I think we didn't just throw Walters there because Mam had already met the standards of Madge. Yes, he went and played a Q Cup. We had Ben Hunt there. I think that was always a plan. Look, Mam, you'll come in 4 rounds or so. We'll do a mix up. Maybe over Origin, if Ben went to Origin, Mam, you come in. And then when Ben comes back, we do the shuffle with the team then. That sort of thing. Oh, what's that? Hunt's out injured. Mam, you're in. Like,
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. And if anyone watched that absolute demolition that the South Logans put on the Clydesdales, I'm so excited to see Mam. And I think people are going to remember what we had with Mam and realize just how good he is. Let's just park what he did to the side. Like, it is what it is. The punishment got handed down. Be angry at the NRL if you don't think the punishment was good enough. The punishment's been served. What happened, happened. Let's just move on and play some footy. So that's where I am with the team. Most likely going to get probably 50% of Thoroughbreds saying I'm an idiot, and the other 50% possibly agreeing with me there on that one. So, but yeah, what did you had a good one before the show started. What did you say around the Pope?
Yeah, well, maybe all our prayers haven't been answered because the Pope died. So, there's been a few papal votes going on over in the Vatican, and all our prayers of like, can we just please play through the middle and realize our potential? All those have just fluttered off into the fucking smoke that is the bloody electing of a new Pope. So, maybe send your prayers up this weekend, Thoroughbreds. But you're dead right, mate. You're so dead right about everything you just said. And it's starting to be, especially as a fan, it's starting to be, no, boys, let's have a look in the fucking mirror here. Because you've gone through 3 coaches. Yes, Nelly won a premiership, but what let you down is the exact shit that's letting you down now. Complacency, not finishing the job. Okay, and you've got that mentality where, okay, progression and, what do you call it? Bringing your players through. You got Kobe Black being touted as probably one of the best halves coming through the grades. Blake Moser, Banter, so that side of it isn't seeming to be a problem, right? We've been able to keep our good kids, identify them early, keep them in the system. Our development, like you said, of Jack Gazewski, Gamet Shibasaki, Corey Pates, fucking Tyson Smoothie, like, you can't deny that those players haven't got exponentially fucking better since Madge turned up.
Yes.
So it's time to start the bloke. Like, it seems to be a whole team issue because we have games where 5 players have a fucking belter, 4 players play all right, and fucking 4 play like absolute turds. And it never seems to line up except for and then you get the Bulldogs game and you go, who fucking beats this team? If they play like that, literally stand up anyone in front of them, who fucking stops them? And then 2 weeks in a row after that, you go, I reckon we might not win a game again this year if they keep playing like this. So it's just so frustrating that when you see that's what's in them, it's hard to cop all this shit about not being happy at training. It's fucking too much work overload. When you're like, boys, the fucking Dogs put 32 points on the Raiders in a second half at Raiders, and you fucking pumped them. calm down. Like, can you not watch that game and get yourself into that headspace? Like, by half, if they play half that well, they fucking pump the Rabbitohs. So that's the frustrating part, is that the players coming up definitely seem to be ticking the box. Even the players like Israel Leota and stuff, mate.
Yep.
Like, seeming to be killing it in the lower grades. The recruitment of players like Ben Hunt, getting them across the line and bringing them home, good. The coaching staff, like you said, Madge, look what he done with the All Blacks. Look what he done with the Blues. Not the All Blacks, the Kiwis. Look what he done with New South Wales last year. Barrett, yes, he's the only one I've got a bit of a question mark on. He hasn't seemed to have been anywhere long enough. But once again, when we play to what seems to be our plan, we absolutely demolish teams. So if that's the plan that he's implementing, well, you can't really go against it. So I think it's time for the players to look at themselves and say, if you want this window to work, we've actually got to do the fucking hard work. Like, not that they're not doing the hard work, but in the games, it looks like they're just so discombobulated for apparently no reason. So,
yeah.
And your Kobe, like, that's the one thing that's getting me. If you're going to play Kobe at 13, play him at fucking 13. Leave him there for fucking 70 minutes and bring Takura on the bench so you can give, your big boys a bit of a break and bring this kid through the grades that's going to be an absolute fucking weapon. Why is he playing so short of minutes? If he's going to play that sort of minutes, don't put him there. Put Paddy back there and put fucking Jensen up front or Willison. I don't give a shit. But, that seems to be the queer.
Yeah, look, you're right. I know you said that it seems like we have players that they seem to play a good game but then don't line up with others. I think consistently you can say Adam Reynolds, Payne Haas, Patrick Carrigan can put their hand up and say, we've done our best, right? Yep. Corey Parker has come out during the week and said that Payne Haas, Patrick Carrigan need to stop ball hogging. It was his... But I respect Corey, obvious reasons, captain of our great club, and just a great all-round guy and player. But I don't think they're hogging the ball. I think that they're doing it out of a necessity, that nobody else is doing it. He's like, Ricky and Piacora, they're only taking these many runs. Yeah, you're right. Why are they only taking so many runs? Tell them to do more runs. Put their hand up. I don't think Payne Haas and Patrick Carrigan are ball hogs. I think they're doing it purely out of necessity. They've got the motors. They can do it. And they're just like, well, fuck, you guys aren't going to do it, so we'll do it.
And it seems to be less of a problem for our two props than it is for our combined 600 fucking game halves. If Corey Parker sees that and if other people see that, then it's up to our halves to go to Billy or Pates or whoever. No, face ball Paddy or come behind him and I'm going to hit X on a fucking short ball out here a little bit. But, I don't think it's up to them. If they get the ball, they're just charging up. Like, if they're in the position and no one else seems to be. And that seems to be the problem, is that who's taking that? Who's, like, X did for that couple of weeks, and he's very new to that role, I understand. Yep. But once again, we did not get him the ball at all in 2 games. Like, we didn't use him at all. So,
and he's back there. He's back there this week, and I'm excited to see how he plays. And if you've watched the presser, Madge was visibly furious.
Yeah.
Like every other round that we've lost, won, whatever, he's been very measured. I'm still trying to figure out this playing group. We're still learning each other. We're still doing, we're doing experiments and all that. He, after that Rabbitohs game, was fucking ropeable.
Yeah.
And rightly so. Like they can't say the overloaded thing. They went on a fucking cruise in the Sydney Bay during the week and, had a bit of fun and everything like that. Like, he's trying different scenarios to find what this group needs to click on game day. So I can guarantee you the fucking cruise is off the table for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't
if he's got to flog him with a fucking jockey all week and to get a performance out of him, well, so be it. Like, go and hack it, fuck off. Like,
yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. That's great segue into that. If they don't pull the line, Madge, there is no way that Dave Donahue is going to sit there and say, well, Madge, you're the problem.
No.
It's going to be Madge, who do you want to move on? And he'll just be like, duck, duck, goose. See you later. Get these guys in. Go hard in the paint for Britton Nikora. He can talk.
Yeah.
I personally would love Nikora at our team in a second row there. So yeah, it'd be that sort of stuff that goes on towards the end of the year. There's a lot of it lines up perfectly for a clean out if they don't want to toe the line, because a lot of people are coming off contract at the end of this year, and November 1, a lot of them can talk to other teams. So they've got one more year to play, sort of thing. We've locked in the people we want to lock in. So we've locked in our Reese. We've locked in Stags.
That keeps floating around every couple of weeks that he signed. You never see anything bloody concrete, but it's going in the right direction by the look of it.
That's it. We've locked in Mam. We've got all those guys. We've got the young guys coming through that will be looking for proper contracts as well. So yeah, I mean, if you pull on the line at Red Hill, it's got to be good things. So, I just want them to turn up on Sunday. We've got another 2:00 Sunday afternoon game. Fucking Jesus.
But
trouble. Thankfully, it's at home.
I think too, what's come out of these 2 weeks is that it's funny in that everyone was quick to shit all over Reese that first week when he was gone. It's like, oh, Broncos look so much better, fucking blah, 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 blah. Haven't heard many of them say, Jesus, we could have used Walshy in it, especially the Rabbitohs game, but even in the Penrith game, just for that point of difference. And, like, Cleary kicked the absolute shit out of poor old Selwyn in that game. Like, he knew he hadn't got the kilometres under his legs yet at fullback, and he just side to side to side, kicked in the ball, pinned him in 10. Like, it was a fucking clinic, and he probably would have done that to anyone. But, like, you could see Selwyn was fucking gassed, and it's not his fault. Like, he's only not long in the role. But especially the Rabbitohs game, when Payne makes that break, no one within earshot. Who's there any other time? It's fucking Walshy. Same with Mariner. Mariner's looking around for support because no one can keep wheels with him. Guess who would have been there? Fucking
Mam.
Mam and Reese. And like, so
Reese.
All those fucking haters that want to carry on, they're pretty quick to forget when we played like that. And like, no, it's not any shade at Selwyn. Selwyn's doing his job. But like, you can't tell me that we couldn't use that flair and that point of difference in those games, especially the Rabbitohs game. I contest that if Payne had some support in that first break, we open them up by 30 just because we break their backs early in that game, and we didn't, and we give them a sniff. So, hopefully that chat's gone, mate, and you're not going to find any bigger fans of Reese than us, I suppose. But
yeah, that's it. We just need to click. I don't know what's going on with Ben Hunt and Renault. I don't know if that's just because there's a lack of the other players not doing their role. That's then, Dozer. But Dozer has had some bad games, but then he's come out and played some good ones.
I think maybe we're really underestimating how much they were going to use Mam and Moser this year.
Yeah.
Like maybe, like Ezra would have been the 6 you'd imagine, and probably Hunty the 9 with Blake Moser more than likely being the 14. Like, has it disrupted them that much that those two aren't there, that Ben hasn't been playing any 5'8"? Because it dead set looks like he hasn't played any ball playing for fucking 20 years when he's in some of these games. And then, like, Dogs game where he just was a scrapper, he looked fucking incredible. So, I don't know. It just seems strange how we haven't clicked, and it seems like Honey's just got to run the ball and give his short ball to his back rower and set up his outside men. Like, he can do that on his ear. He does it for fun, and he just hasn't been doing it for us. So, I just wonder whether that is a factor, that we are missing them. Like, they were a big part of our plans, and we're not. Yeah, we're just not there.
If there's two players that can whinge a little bit about being overworked, it probably is Hunt and Renault, right?
Yeah.
But you would assume that they would have the loads required of them, regardless. So, maybe a little bit of fatigue in Ben.
Yeah.
I don't know. But still, he doesn't really have to do much. Like, we've all seen what Cooper Cronk could do with a busted chicken wing. So he doesn't really have to do all that. But anyway, it'll be interesting when he does come back. He'll go straight into that 9 roll, I assume. Mam, we'll see what happens this weekend. On Mam, just a quick sort of catch up, I guess, with the game that happened on the weekend. He played halfback, which is interesting. They dropped Kobe Black out of the team, and Milford played 6. So stacked roster. Imagine showing up to that game. He scored a try, played 47 minutes, scored a try. He had 6 runs for 111 metres. I think most of everyone's probably see. If not, go and check out the South Magas socially. Off the kickoff, he made a break, put Leota over into a space, and he went in to score. What else did he do? He had 2 line breaks, 2 line break assists, 3 try assists, 8 tackle breaks. He kicked a 40-20 as well. He only made 5 tackles, but he didn't miss any, and he had no ineffective. 40-20, and then his errors. So, I mean, this is just Russ. 1 error, 1 handling error, 1 on 1 loss, and 2 penalties. And that was, he got pinged for a high tackle on the first tackle of the game, and fuck. He got on report. Obviously, he dodged that or whatever. But great little comeback for the first game in however many months and whatnot. So,
and like you were saying in the green room, mate, one of the best parts of that whole montage of the Magpies was his kick chase. It just took you back to that 2023 where the ball would go up and it'd be Ricky or Ezra just fucking standing on either side, making it real hard on whoever's going to take it.
R.I.P. Clint Gutherson on the weekend.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's our opinions, thoroughbreds. Have you got any more Ringer on that, mate, or
not really, mate? I think it's just I think the most frustrating part, like, if we didn't see the Bulldogs game, we'd be talking about is we're going to build into this year with the new coach and the new systems, and it wouldn't hurt as much. But we did see the Bulldogs game, and we went, holy fucking hell, you cunts are back to where that aura, and maybe they started sniffing farts a bit too much, a bit like we did. But that's the most frustrating thing, is that what they can do. You literally know that they can pump any team on any day when they turn it on, and then they go down and get beaten by the Rabbitohs after being 14-0 up, and that's what really hurts. So, they need to figure it out, and I'm with you, mate. I'm sticking with Madge. Take who you got to take and fuck off who you got to fuck off to make this work, because we know it can work.
Yeah, that's it. And it's even more frustrating when you see the Panthers turn around, travel up to Townsville, and the Cowboys just put it to them.
Yeah.
I was at that game. Poor Robert Derby. Oh, mate, he was 1 try away from having possibly the worst game I have ever seen a winger play. Thankfully, he did score that try to get him back into it, and then everyone,
he's going to score a hat-trick this weekend, sure as shit.
Mate, the whole stadium, every time he took a run, just held their breath. Like, they were like, oh no, like. But in saying that, I looked at him pretty close while we were there, and I reckon if they had a challenge maybe 2 of his lost balls, they would have won. I think, once they got away with the first one, the Panthers, they are fucking so clinical and so smart. They went, we'll just keep doing this. Like, this is easy. And they eventually stopped. Once they challenged that one where they did win it, they stopped. They didn't go back to him. So, but they just put in Cowboys. And I mean, the Cowboys, are you serious? At the start, the way that they started the season. And like the way the Panthers started the season as well, they go on and do a draw.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's the willingness to get into the shit. And try and come out the other end. And like that's what the Cowboys have been. And we muck around and carry on and fucking we Cowboys' biggest enemies, but we like seeing them beat the fucking Panthers. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
you
I
know,
said in
it's hard
Golden
not to
Point
like.
when I was at the game, I reached over to the brother-in-law. I was like, "This is the one and only time you'll see me back you guys." And then when they drew, I was like, "This is the best case scenario. Panthers didn't win, and neither did you guys. This is great."
Who loses?
This is the best game I've ever witnessed.
Exactly. But it just goes
yeah.
to show that what they had that we lack is that
Yeah.
willingness to get into the shit and do the shit work and play that four-play footy. So hopefully, and you know, what's frustrating about the Broncos is that they've had their 2 shit weeks now, so they'll all probably have a big team of self-reflection and come out and absolutely dominate, and then go back to being poo for a couple of weeks. Like, it's just
That's it. And also, Tommy did, and if you ever watch this podcast, mate, we love you. We don't hold anything against you. Come back anytime you want. If you need an extra $5 to top your salary, I'll throw that in.
Yeah.
Like, that's
we'll
all
throw
I
a
can
hat in.
yeah. We'll give you a free hat, mate. All that sort of stuff. So, we apologize for what happened. Please don't hold it against us. Yeah, that was, mate, what an absolute diabolical situation that was. Anyway, we digress. We've done enough shit talking. Hopefully you agree with us. Hopefully that sparks a little bit of chat online. We love the conversations, thoroughbreds, that you guys, what about this? Because sometimes we don't think about it.
You just don't think about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fucking give a shit. It's the best ever. Comments are the best ever because it makes you think about what you're saying. And, like, I'm pretty good at being a stubborn cunt. So, but I love seeing the opinions come in because it takes a village, doesn't it, to do this sort of shit.
That's it. And we are very supportive. This is a safe place. You can shit can the team all you want, but make sure you bring facts.
Yeah. And solutions. Don't just come in with problems. Like, come up with a solution, because that's how we better this shit. Is that, it's easy to go, oh, this is shit and that shit, and I hate this and they're terrible. Yeah, but what do you think would make it better? Because that's better for conversation.
If you do comment, and maybe some people who are listening have already copped it. If you do comment something like that, we will always ask you, what's your ideas in?
Yeah.
We always want, and we're not sitting there going, well, what's your idea, genius? No, it's, come on, what is your idea then? That's a great take, but what's the solution sort of there? So we're not first grade coaches here, but we can definitely coach from the couch. And we can definitely have a bit of banter while we do it. So anyway.
Especially one day we're going to go Insta live or something, watching a game, and you'll see it's a terrifying place.
You'll see just how shit we are on the couch. Don't worry. We are very calm and collected by the time we get to the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. All right. Unfortunately, we have to listen to the Gronk, and I've got 2 videos.
Back to back.
Back to back. For context, the first video is after Magic Round, I believe it was. Yeah. So what you're about to hear is the Gronk and his punching bag. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the punching bag. Right. Now, this is the video after the weekend that just was.
What a bunch of fucking losers. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Fucking, I'm going to say something here that's going to get me mate Langers offside with me for once. But, fuck Adam Reynolds. Seriously, what is the halfback's job? Halfback's job, in my opinion, is to get the boys around the park, formulate a game plan so that you're playing to your team's strengths and to ice games 14-0 up against his former club, the Rabbitohs, where he should be trying to make a statement, flopping his hog out and saying, you cunts fucked up when you got rid of my little tattooed ass because I'm about to rip you a new one. But no, and I know everything doesn't fall on fucking Adam Reynolds' shoulders, but in this instance, I think it does. It's his job to ice this fucking game, and he's not doing it, and he hasn't done it for a fucking while, if you ask me. But anyway, our soul battlers up in the north, we just keep plugging away. We don't realise we're playing a game until about 25 minutes in, but, you know, we just don't go away, which I like this year. But yeah, I think I'd rather be us than you right now. Bye.
Says the fucking Sesame Street puppet. Fuck, his beard's getting thick. He looks like a dead set fucking puppet, that guy.
Looks like fucking Oscar the Grouch.
But
I'll tell you what though,
again,
I don't think Langers would be offside with him.
No, I think Langers would fucking back him in, and especially that game, like you said, his old club trying to make a statement like, hello, you let go of one of the premier halves in the comp, and then it just didn't happen. So, yeah, once again, he's right. But anyway, the only thing that kept me alive in this fucking Gronk v Penalty Broncos fucking little system we have here is that every time we play them, we decide to turn up and fucking pump them. So until that stops, I'm not going to fucking yield any ground.
Langers might have put the Dukes up when he said "fuck Adam Reynolds" straight off the bat. That might have you know, bristled a bit.
The big white fella would have went.
Yeah, you were like, hang on. But yeah, no, it does make sense, and it's right. It's like you said, just in what we were talking about. Renault needs to grab Pakesy, needs to grab whoever's at dummy half, and don't give the ball to Paddy. Don't give the ball to, let somebody else take a run sort of thing. Get them back there.
Yeah,
so,
I'll be here. I'll fucking dictate who's going to take it.
Just real quick, and I forgot to mention it, just on that, again, we won the average set meters against the Rabbitohs by quite convincing. We were in the 40s, 44 meters. They were in 38s or something like that. It was good to see the backs taking a lot of the shit carries out of trouble, and then we had a Paddy come in. But really, it should have been a Willison or it should have been like a Ricky or something after the backs had their go.
Yeah, but I think
sort of thing.
We get ourselves in that position where why are we on the back foot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we pumping that out of? Why are we not winning the field position battle? Because we make silly mistakes. But I do. Yeah. I like what you're saying. I think personally, Jesse Arthur's in the last 3 weeks has really upped his out of our own end running game. He's no longer crabbing across field. He's just charging at between players and actually getting a bit more. He sometimes still gets rolled in the ruck, but he's winning a lot more of those rucks. Shibasaki, mate, is a fucking monster. Beast. He loves the work.
Beast. I
really like what he's doing, and I think if we can give them more opportunities, they're going to be okay. But you're dead right. Play 3-4 why is it always then? We got whoever catches the ball, Cobbo. Then we got Stags. Then we got Arthurs. Why is it always then? Oh, it has to be Paddy and Payne, third and fourth. Where's Ricky? Where's Willison coming into the middle and saying, "Fucking, we're not spreading it here. So why do I have to hold my width? I'm going to come in and charge." Especially Willison, mate. He's a prop. Get in there and fucking take some meters, dude. So, and he's not making the tackles. Like, he's not. It's not as if he's working his dick off out on the edge there, the same as he was in the middle. So, yeah, you're dead right. Got to spread the love a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some real quick stats here. So, obviously, we've got Carrigan on 181, Haas on 180 average run meters per game, right? We've got Cobbo at 154. Then we have Shiba at 142.
Yeah.
Punching it out. And then I've got it over here. I thought I had a percentage for the tackles. So he's pretty good with the tackles. Like his percentages, I guess you could say, is the average And I'll just get it here. Sorry.
While you're finding that, I'll quickly lay down another little theory.
Yep.
Why is Pakes not starting?
I can't.
This is one.
Yeah, I haven't thought about
Like
that.
I haven't. I was meant to say it earlier, but we went past it and I forgot to go back to it. But I can't help but think we were more front foot oriented and more direct with Pakes at 9 because he isn't thinking about what he's going to do. Is he going to kick a 40-20? Is he going to take the line on? Is he going to blitz a short side?
Yep.
I can't help but, and I understand like the argument for last week is that, oh yeah, but when he come on, that's when the Rabbitohs scored all their points in the second half. Yeah, but it's not about when he comes on. I think it's laying that platform. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we went away from it, and I just haven't seen anything from Billy that goes, oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it hasn't jumped out at me like, oh yeah, this is a change we definitely need to make. Because I know what I'm getting from Pakesy. He's going to take maybe 2 runs and a half, but they're going to be handy ones, and he knows when to do it. Like he's not playing the silly play, which is the exact foil that we need in a team that does the silly play all the time.
Straight off the dome, I'm going to lean into my Madge theory, where he gave Pakesy the run on for a certain amount of games. Then he switched it up, and he's not someone that didn't work the first game, and he just goes back to the old way. He's like, no, I'll give you 4 games.
Yeah.
To really and then I'll see how it works, and then he'll take the data from that spread, and then okay, it's not working, and then he'll swap it back. So
that might be right too, because if they're looking for cap space, maybe he's like, who do I let go here? Billy Pakes, fucking, you know what I mean? Because they are 2 players. There is no doubt that if you wanted to, mid-season, someone would take both of them right now, I believe. So, but that could be right too, where he's going, okay, well, Corey, you got 6. Billy, if you don't fuck it up too bad, you get 6, and we'll see how it plays. Oh.
Be interesting to see who gets named next week, because that'll be around the same amount of games that they've each had. So we'll see on that. All right, that's the Gronk done and dusted. We'll move on to the week ahead. Quickly do the injuries. Judiciary, we've been very, very good thoroughbreds.
Good little thoroughbreds.
We've only got Xavier Willison with an $1,800 fine for a grade 1 careless high tackle second offence. So he's obviously free to play. He's been named there in the second row.
Don't do another one.
Don't do another one, otherwise you'll be on the bench. Injuries. Hayes is there. Jock Madden, unfortunately, over the weekend. He did the first half there, and then 2 minutes into the second half, I think it was, tore his pectoral. Now, I don't know if it was a full or a partial or what kind of tear we're looking at, but you would have to think that he is out for Origin. Obviously, he's the depth has gone there, and potentially that's his season done and dusted. But I'll try and get an update for that.
You'd imagine, looking at some pecs that have happened, 10 weeks seems to be what they throw around, isn't it? Like,
that's it.
Tommy Turbo done his is 10 weeks minimum. So
good
but
thing
that is interesting around now with Hunty hurt. I know Ezra's back, but another chink in the armor. Is it Kobe Black time? Josh Rogers,
Josh Rogers is back from his injury.
So
I love Josh Rogers.
I'd put Josh in fucking on the bench. I don't give a fuck. I love Josh Rogers. So
he's back from his injury too, which is good. He played a pretty solid game on the weekend, which was good to see. Akwesowski, he's still got that broken arm round 14. He's penciled in for. Reese is back round 13. So that'll be good to get him back. And then Ben Hunt is down on officially as of round 15. He'll be back. So no Origin for Benny this year, I would imagine, unless it's a complete SOS call in the last game.
Which is unfair, isn't it, really? Because you'd imagine this might be his last year.
Yeah.
And he's been such a good servant to the boys. But anyway, he might get another year in.
Maybe. That's it. All right. Round against the Dragons, round 11, Sunday, the 18th, 2 p.m. time slot. This is the time slot that we got absolutely pumped by the Titans last year, which was a bit shit. But the head-to-head, so we've got a lot of green here. We've played 46, come out with the W 25 times for a 54% win rate. We're currently completing a little bit better than the Dragons, and it's nothing to really write home about, but we're at 77%. They're at 74%. Tackle efficiency, they've got us there, which is a little bit concerning. We have 50% win record for the whole season. They have 33%. What else have we got here that stands out? Last time we met, they beat us 26-30. That was at Suncorp round 19 last year. Beat us in nearly every stat except tackle efficiency. They are looking at 3 losses in a row, trying to break that streak. We are looking at 2, trying to do the same. They've had wins in the last 5 over the Sea Eagles and the Titans, and we have obviously had the Bulldogs a couple of games ago. So it is an interesting one. The betting and the tipping is heavily on our side, like 60 to 70% tipping. What are we down to, like $1.34?
Yeah, something stupid.
Something like that. So it will be interesting. I'll just quickly get out. Yep, $1.29. There you go, $1.29.
Coming in again. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Dragons are out to $3.64. So let us know in the comments, in the DMs and whatever, what you think the scoreline will be. Hopefully, like Jack said, there's a bit of a busy dial tone at the Vatican. Maybe the lines are open now, so send your prayers out, and hopefully we can get some clicking going on.
Yeah, it's another game, isn't it? Where we're coming up against a desperate team. So if the boys don't turn up,
yeah,
going to be
Val
more
Holmes
worrying way for them. Val Holmes playing for Origin, bloody Jaden Stewart, fucking still got a chance of getting in there. Gusso's going to be Gusso. You know, it's
Tyrell Sloan, mate.
Sloan, Cookie through the middle.
Yep.
Like fucking. Don't go there thinking, oh, we'll get this one over the way and then go into the bye. Like, fucking pull your socks up, Bronx, and put a number on them, and then, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how they turn up. You'll know, I think, in the first 15 minutes what's going to happen for that game.
And even bigger is we have the bye next week.
That's the thing. A win and then a bye, we can fucking do.
Yeah.
We can right the wrongs. Easy 4 points. Keep us in the top 8.
That's it. And then the baby Broncos have got to go down to Brookvale to play Manly after that.
Yeah. So that'll be,
unless we get a couple of backups for Origin, we desperately do need
who are
a
they
W.
going to? Oh, they'll have no DCE, no Turbo.
Potentially.
Mm.
Maybe Olakawado. He might.
Maybe that's
he might
right
be
too.
up. So, anyway, interesting times ahead. Let us know your thoughts. Thoroughbreds for sure. We'll move on to tipping, SuperCoach, and the bets. Tipping is going great for me. Yes, I've still used a joker, but I'm 4 points out in the lead. Had a really average week last week.
Oh, I think
everyone did. Mate, Langers won it because he got 5. I was the only one that got 3. Everybody else got 4.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
50%.
Yeah. So, Slippery Gypsy, Langers himself, he took out that win, obviously, with 5. I'm the outright leader. Langers in second now, but he is tied with Master Bateman and Turbo Russ on 46 points. Ringer, mate, you are on 40 and 1 point in front of the Gronk. So a bit of sibling stuff going on there. Bit of head noise or what?
Yeah. I can't seem to string them together, mate. It fucking balls my pick. But I think the one that hurt me last week was the Raiders when they're 20-odd up at half time. Yes, finally get one in the bag, and then it's like, try. Fuck!
How many comebacks did we have last week? And I was on the fucking wrong side of every single one of them.
And
then
the only reason I got one right, I think, not in this one, but in one of the Civi tipping, it's a different app. You get a point for the draw, so it's like, yes, we win.
Anyway, it is what it is. I love it when it's like this. Even if I was losing, I'd still be loving it. As long as I get the tips wrong and it's a tight game, I don't give a shit. Lucky I didn't, bet Tigers or something and then fucking Storm go and do that. But anyway, the SuperCoach comp. Now, this is getting really fucking interesting. I'm excited to see how we finish out here. Jesus Christ, what a show, though. So 3 weeks in a row, I have posted plus 1,300 scores. If this was last year, I would be jumping for joy. I have copped red arrows for those 3 weeks straight.
Right.
It's fucking ridiculous. So we've got our leader in our lead, BJ Battlers, Blair. Well done, mate. I'm fucking pumping for you. You're in the top 1,000.
Yeah. Huge.
And even he took a hit. He scored 1,515 and got red arrows. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
I did some quick maths here. So I'm on 1,091 points behind Blair. But in between him and I, there's 40,025 teams.
God.
Like, it's just, it's
fucking split, isn't it?
It's so good. And like, I think not the week gone, but the week before that, the guy that took out the week was someone that was less than me.
Oh, bro, he was lower than me. He was like 42,000 or something stupid. I was like, there's fucking hope.
It's so good. So good. So,
but it's one of them years, isn't it? It seems to be, if you can string two together when 90%, like when other people go shit, you will get like ridiculous leaps because it's so tight.
It's the people that are nailing those captains too. If you can nail a captain,
I went fucking,
you're off.
I took it off Pappy and put it on Payne. Like, right?
But anyway, no, it's really good. We're still ranked 157, which is great. Love it. Keep it up. I think I can only fit on this. I can get it over here, but the top 8 is, what do we got in there? So the Gronk is sitting 4th out of us, and then it's me on 8th, and I think you're not far down below there either. Yeah, so we'll keep battling away. We'll keep doing them trades. I've absolutely burnt all my boosts. I am all out of that, and hopefully the play that I did this week, bringing in Aaron Clark, brought him in. He seems to be the one that you need to have.
Same.
Persisting with Ponga. I'm persisting with him.
Well, it's too late now. You can't fucking jump off because it's like, what's the
lost
point?
Too much. That's it.
But I know I sent my big trades to the group chat, but I've completely fucked that off. So that was quick, a good 24 hours. Everyone's jumping on the Aaron Clark train.
Yep.
And I'm going potting with a Zach Hosking.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Zachy
Is that your Nicholson replacement?
No, he went in for Plath for me because I've been holding him, hoping he'd come back, and now he's not. And then if he does come back, he'd probably play Origin, so fuck him. Yeah, and then Cleary's got a bye, so everyone went on the Hines train.
Yep.
But Hines goes Storm bye and then plays the rest. Yeah. I did not pull that on, so I went Jamal Fogarty. So I bought 2 Canberra Raiders in, which is fucking wild. But
wow.
I've got to throw shit at a fan at the moment, mate, and try and see if something sticks to try and gain some points. So
yeah, I'm pretty set with my front rows and my second rows.
Yeah,
happy as days there, and I'm relying on Katoa and Jerome Hughes to get me through. So they both swap out with their major buys.
Yeah.
But they're both playing at the rate that I would love to have them, so they can stay there. My 5/8 will take a hit, but my CTWs are starting to look the goods over Origin as well. So
yeah. Well, the stupid thing is about SuperCoach at the moment is I'm fucking shit hot happy with my team, and I'm getting red arrows every week. It's like, what the fuck?
Yep. I can't see where I've got to go. I'm like, I have a team here. They just need to click.
Exactly.
It's almost like I'm running a Broncos side.
It's just harder than it looks.
That's it. So if I start banging on SuperCoach, maybe the Bronx will start banging. What's your tips, mate?
Right. Oh, don't
Hmm.
thoroughbreds. Word of fucking advice. Whatever I say, pretty much do the opposite. Right. So, Eels. I'm going the Eels. I think even though KP, hopefully, you would hope would be wanting to turn it on to get that Origin spot. I think the Eels with Moses and Zachy Lomax coming back,
Yep.
ninth with no Greg Marju, I think that makes it terribly hard for whoever's on that wing to stop Zach scoring 15 tries from a kick. Bulldogs, I've gone the Dogs over the Roosters. That's a toss of the coin for me. I've gone the Dolphins over the Wars. Don't exactly know why, but because it's at Suncorp, and Wars have been travelling and on a high for a while. I don't know. So I've just gone Dolphins. Cows have won the Cowboys over the Seagulls, but once again, DCE and Tommy Olakuaku all looking at playing fucking Origin. So it's like, yeah, Sharks and Storm have gone Storm, but they just won by 60. So Laws averages state that they get pumped this week. Broncos, obviously 25 plus over the Dragons. Raiders over the Titans, surely you would imagine, but who knows with the Titans. And I've gone the Tigers over the Rabbitohs just because they should bounce back. But once again, mate, if this is a week I'll probably go all right because I have no fucking idea for nearly every game.
Well, I think I've gone nearly the same. So I've gone Eels, and I'll tell you what, Thoroughbreds, if you're not jumping on that $2 for the head-to-head with the Eels, you need your head read. I think that's free money at the moment. Iongi, throw Iongi in there. That might be my best bet if you tune on Thursday.
Iongi, listening to the Bloke Potty and Iongi being told that he's a Queenslander to me, fucking really up my. I was like, holy fuck, yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, he'll be good. This is a toss. So I've gone Bulldogs, but in my bets, I've got the Roosters at plus 7.5. I feel like they're coming off the bye. So that's one of those ones. Although the bookies don't see it that way, they've got the Dogs at $1.42 with the Roosters at $2.87. Warriors, I feel like the Warriors can do it. So we'll run with that. Just a vibe. I've got Cowboys. Now, the Panthers would have taken a fucking fair whack out of their tank. That's a pretty rough game. But Manly seem to be in a rough patch. So they're the same with us. They're 1-5 at the moment, or 1 win in 5 games, sorry. So I've gone the Cowboys. Gronk will be happy to hear that. I've gone Storm to pump again. I feel like they're on a roll coming into Origin. Munce is in an absolute mood. Puppy, if you're not stalking him hard enough, you would have heard that he had a bit of a heartbreak a couple of weeks back. The missus has moved back to Sydney, so he's been on an absolute fucking tear. He's not going to stop anytime soon. Broncos 13 plus. Raiders, I've got them. They've got an 8-day turnaround. Yeah. They just got embarrassed at home. They're still at home. They will have an absolute point to fucking thing. The Titans might be a little bit high on their own supply after coming back against the Knights. So I expect Raiders to get up there. And I've gone the Tigers, but I did see a little video today of the Cheese signing his contract. So
he doesn't play though. No,
I don't know. I don't know. Is he?
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on there. So I did see that, and then the bookies don't know either because they're $1.94 up against $1.90 in there. So at the moment, I've got Tigers, but it's most likely going to change before kickoff based on a vibe bet. Maybe if I'm 7 from 8, I'll leave it on the Tigers. But it'll be if I'm 1 from 8, 1 from 7, I'll be probably having a bit of a heart panic. Yeah, that's it. So I don't have anybody else's tips here, but that'll be good enough, I reckon, because none of us have a fucking clue what we're talking about.
100%.
Now, best bets. We will be getting back into that this week, Thoroughbreds. Ringer, mate, you're the only one that hit with a Jack Bostock.
Oh, first try of the game,
Last
too.
week.
It's like,
Yeah.
thank you very much. That was fucking easy watch.
And Sean Johnson, if anyone hasn't seen Sean Johnson doing his breakdowns on TikTok and Instagram, hook that shit into my veins. I love SJ more in retirement than I did when he was playing. And I loved him playing. So, anyway, best bets will be coming at you tomorrow or Thursday, I guess, if that's when you're listening to it. We'll have some shit going around. I'll be doing Langers because he's in Bali, so you'll hear my voice coming through, and we'll get Gronks there as well. With the road to $1 million, haven't had much luck with that, obviously. That's why it's called gambling, not winning.
And it's road to $1 million, Thoroughbreds. We're trying to turn $1 into $1 million, so.
That's it. At the moment, we're doing a bit of clear and grub. Oh, we just call it that, yeah? We'll get a bit of clear and grub going, then we'll get the shit out of the way. Maybe we'll lay some foundational work. Hopefully by the end of the season, we've got a nice smooth pavement. And it'll be, what a Magic round. Fuck, it might even be a Vegas round.
Fucking, we might be sponsoring Magic round if we get it up.
Mate, if we pull it off before Vegas, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'll get myself into some trouble. But this week, games 1 and 2, Ringer, you're looking after that. 3 and 4 go to the Gronk. Langer's got 5 and 6, and I am following up with the lead 7 and 8 to finish out the weekend.
Yeah,
so we'll get them on. Wrap up before we wrap up. Have you got anything?
Not really. Just Origin coming up, mate. A great time. Yeah, absolute great time of year. The speculation, the who's going to get in there, the who isn't, the content around it's just fucking sublime.
Will they drop before our next episode? Will they drop before we record? Sunday night?
Sunday night. So it's usually on this John's show. So
yeah,
I think we'll have one team in before we start, and then we might have to live react to a team dropping. So
we might have to do another stable chat next week.
Yeah, to get across it. But fucking love this time of year. And every year it's the same. You look at the Blues and you go, fuck, they could pick 7 different formats of that team and still be a great team. You look at us, you're like, oh, how do we scrape together a team? And fucking next thing we come out and beat them. So one thing I reckon that hasn't been talked about enough is that we keep, everyone's trying to formulate the Maroons bench, right? How do we counteract blah, blah, blah? One name, I've only heard it today when I listened to that selection panel podcast with Bloke did. The only person that said it was Hammy, Ethan Bullymore. Mate, he is a bench fucking specialist, and you tell me you put a maroon jersey on that kid and just say fucking go ballistic for 15, he would do an absolute pearler of a job. I would if there was a market on Smokies to get their debut, that'd be my number one, because I reckon the way he's been playing this year, he already might have got a phone call from the bush poet Billy Slater himself saying, bro, you do this and you do that for me and you bring energy and blah, blah, blah. You've got a real hot chance, because, fuck, mate, every time you watch that team, it looks like a gun. And I'm pretty sure, bear with me, I'm pretty sure he's running on this week. So
I'll have a look for you, mate.
Yeah, I had it here before and then it fucking closed out and then I forgot about it, which is unlike me.
Yeah, he is. Number 8.
Bro, so is Billy saying, hey, Steves, give him a run? Because, anyway, it'll be very interesting to see if he kills it. I think it would be very hard, because everyone's saying Jai Arrow, blah, blah, blah. Jahai's been there and done it, and I enjoy a Jahai very much. But is he better than Bullymore off the bench? I don't fucking think so.
No, I don't think so. I like Jai as well, but Bullymore, another one we let go.
100%. And he did nothing wrong. He was fucking killing it when we were shit. So
Yep. So, good shout. I would love it if the bookies put up like a boxy, If you could pick your 1 through to 17 or your 1 through to 13 even, what are the odds sort of thing? That'd be fucking great.
Yeah, or pick like 6 players to make it.
Yeah. Pick 6 out of the starting 13 or something like that.
Daly's $1 and fucking blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, I'd love that. That'd be good. Reach out, anyone that owns a betting agency, reach out. We've got some ideas here.
Yeah. Bro,
we can do great things together.
You fucking made enough money out of us, so fucking send a bit back.
All right. That's us, Thoroughbreds, for this stable chat. Hope we've caught it all up. Hope we made amends for missing the last couple of weeks. Let us know your thoughts on what we've discussed today. Love your opinions. We've said that the whole way through. If you're listening to us, you've found us. So please help spread the love by giving us a like, a share, follow on our socials and whatnot. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. A like on the post costs you guys nothing, helps us immensely. A comment gives us motivation, as we've said throughout the entire show. Sharing our content also introduces other people, so share it to your friends and whatnot. And hitting the favorite button on TikTok and whatnot, that helps us with engagement. It makes us understand what you guys like, what you guys look for. You seem to love the stats that we put out on Wednesday. That gets a great traction, great comments. Team List Tuesday, you guys love that. You just get involved. I love to see it. And the Thoroughbred Man of the Match. You guys love that. Everyone gets involved on that. So we'll keep doing that stuff and we'll start trying to introduce some more. Anything else from you, Ringer, mate, before we head off?
No, just hope the Thoroughbreds, it's really great to hear that a few Thoroughbreds have been hanging out for a potty. So that's really encouraging. Really want to thank those people for reaching out and love all the comments and love yarning to you cunts. So let's keep that going. Like, seriously, anything. Just send anything. We love having that conversation and trying to, nut out some solutions here. So
help us with our reels that we do. We like to think we're fucking comedians here. We've got some good traction with some of our reels there. Send it through, guys. If you think of something that's piss funny, send it through. We'll credit you. We'll put it together and throw it out there. So definitely get involved with that. All right. Bet responsibly. Remember, bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributed society. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual, and we will gallop off into the sunset. We will talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the game and enjoy the week.
How sexy those hats, Thoroughbred. Get around it.
Yeah. Catches.